Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, we have started chapter number 2 of series, that is understanding secularism, and this would be the part 2 of this chapter. Right, students? And yesterday we have seen that what is secularism and why it is needed. Now today, in this video lecture, we will discuss about Indian secularism and the three strategy which is adopted by the Indian Constitution, and we will compare our Indian Constitution and you can say our Indian secularism with the other countries. We will focus only in these three concepts in today's video lecture. So here we go. Now students, first of all, we will discuss about the Indian secularism. Now we have one question here, that is, what is Indian secularism? So dear student, I have told you one thing, that India is a secular country. A secular country is that country which does not have any official religion. I have told you this thing in the previous video lecture, that a secular country is that country which does not have any official religion. All religions are equal before that country. एक सेकुलर देश वो देश होता है, एक धर्मनिरपेक्ष देश वो देश होता है जिसके अंदर क्या होता है, एवरी रिलीजन आर इक्वल. हर एक देश इक्वल होता है, सॉरी हर एक रिलीजन इक्वल होता है. एवरी रिलीजन हैव इक्वल स्टेटस. देयर इज नो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन on the base of the religion. We have discussed all these things in the previous video lecture. So let's discuss about now here Indian secularism. So if we think about India, it is a secular country. It means that India does not have any official religion. When our Indian Constitution, it was framed, and at that time the framer of the Indian Constitution, they knew about the religious diversity of the country. So that's why they adopted that India would be a secular country. It means that in India there is no official religion, because we have a diversity of you can say religious community. And even after the you can say that after when we got independence, we faced a partition basis on the which is based on the religion. और उस पार्टीशन के अंदर हमने क्या देखा था, बहुत ज्यादा ब्लड शेड, मींस आप देख सकते हो बहुत ज्यादा रक्तपात जो था वो हमने उस सिचुएशन में देखा था. This type of situation, it would not be created again in future. That's why the framer of the Indian Constitution, they adopted the situation that India would be a secular country where all religions are considered equal. There would be no discrimination on the basis of religion. It was decided. So being a secular country, India has adopted many objectives. The first one, that one religious community does not dominate the another one. To be a secular state, India achieved following objectives. The first one is that one religious community does not dominate another. If country does not have any official religion, so none can dominate another. So this was the first major objective, because in India we have a lot of religions. We have people who follow different religions. That's why no religious community can't, you can say, can dominate the another one. Right, students? That's some member. And second thing, some members don't dominate the other members of the state religious community, same religious community. It must be important, because in every religious community, there would the power must be in the hand of just only some few members. So to be a secular country, it was also a major objective for the Indian government, that the member of the same community, same religious community, they don't dominate the other members of the same community. This was also decided. Next important objective, it was that the state does not enforce any particular religion or no take away the religious freedom of individual. It must be maintained. To be a secular country, the state does not enforce any particular religion in any particular area or not anyone. It was also finalized, and even it does not take away the religious freedom of any individual. It was also ensured. So that's why India is a secular country. That's why the framer of Indian Constitution, they decided that India must be a secular country. Right, friends? So Indian government works in a various ways to prevent the above domination, or you can say to achieve the objective of the secular country. Right, friends? तो हमारी जो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट थी उसने विभिन्न प्रकार के प्रयास किए, विभिन्न प्रकार के मेथड्स अडॉप्ट किए, so that the domination of any religious community cannot be there, and so that India would be a secular country and the objective of the secular country it can be achieved. So Indian government did many methods, did many things for getting it. Right, friends? Now let's focus India as a secular country. So for getting the secular objective, India adopted 3 strategies here. The first strategy, it is distancing itself from religion. It means that the politics and the religion, they must be separated. The country, the state, now state, it means the country. The country must be different from the religion. Means government will not interfere in the religious matter. Religion would not interfere in the politics. The second strategy, it is non-interference. It means there would be no interfere with each other. And the most important third strategy, that is intervention. That is intervention. Now, I have told you that there must be no interference with each other task, with each other aspects, with each other methods and style. Then we have strategy of intervention. Why we have adopted this thing? Question arises here. So to get the answer of this thing, we have to look, we have to focus on this video lecture. Now, the first strategy, first of all, we'll discuss this thing. The first strategy, it is that strategy of distancing itself from religion. It would be the first strategy, that is distancing itself from the religion. Now, Indian state, not ruled by any religious group, and no, it does support any one religion. If you think about India, it is never ruled by any religious group, and even it does not support any one religion. So the government space like law court, police stations, government schools, and offices. These were the government areas. These were the government areas, and you can see in these areas, never of any area promote any religion. You can see this thing. If you think about government schools, government school never promotes any particular religion. Now question arises here, why government do so? Means जितने भी government space हैं, चाहे हम लॉ कोर्ट की बात कर लेते हैं, पुलिस स्टेशन की बात कर लेते हैं, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स की बात कर लेते हैं, ऑफिस की बात कर लेते हैं, इनके अंदर कभी भी कोई ऐसी चीज प्रमोट नहीं की जाती that can promote only one religion. Now question arises here, why government did so? Why government do so? Government ऐसा करती क्यों है? The basic reason is that to maintain equal distance from all religion, so that any one religion can't get the benefit of it. इसलिए इक्वल डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ऐसा करती है. सो रिलेट दिस स्ट्रेटजी विद अ स्टोरी. नाउ डिस्कस वन स्टोरी. To understand this thing, we have to discuss one story. Now it is a picture which is in your book, and now this picture, it is of a government school, and this school belongs to Simapur. Now the students, they want to celebrate a religious festival in the government school, so that's why they went to, you can say that they go to the principal of the school and they said that, sir, there is a big religious festival in the next month, and we have never celebrated this type of and such kind of religious festival in our school. So can we do this year also? Can we do it this year also? They asked this question from the principal of the government school. Now, the answer of the principal, it is very different, and you can say that it is very shocking. He said that no, we can't celebrate because I'm afraid that isn't possible, that this is a government school and we can't give importance to any one religion. If you celebrate the festival of one religion, it means you are promoting that particular religion. And because we are in the government school, so government school don't celebrate any particular religious festivals in the school premises. Most of the religious festivals, that's why they must have the public holidays, so that we can celebrate these festivals at home. We have seen that Diwali, we have seen Eid, there was a public holiday at that time. We never celebrate these festivals in our school. The basic reason here is that the government banned these things. गवर्नमेंट ने इन सबको बैन किया है. हम कभी भी किसी भी धर्म को स्कूल्स के अंदर प्रमोट नहीं करेंगे. इट इज बैंड. दैट्स व्हाई नो फेस्टिवल इज सेलिब्रेटेड इन द स्कूल प्रीमिसेस. Now these two students, they discuss with each other that I never thought of it this way. कि हमने कभी भी इस बारे में नहीं सोचा था. I guess we can always celebrate it outside school. Anyway, we are planning to celebrate in our locality. Now, you can see this thing that government must have distance from all religion. I think so. This story tells you that if the school celebrate the religious festival, then it would have been a violation of the government policy that all religion must be treated equally. If you celebrate Diwali in school, it means that you are ignoring the other religions also. We have to focus on these things. I think so concept is clear to all of you. Now come to the next heading, that is strategy of the non-interference. The question arises here, what do you think about and what do you understand by the heading? This is the non-interference in the religious matter. Means the government can never interfere in the religious matter. Why and how? The question arises here. The basic reason is that in order to respect the sentiment of the whole religion, so that's why the government must not interfere in the religious matter. The state usually not interfere the religious practices. अगर मैं किसी भी तरीके से अपनी पूजा पाठ करना चाहता हूं, तो I can do, because the government respect the sentiment of the whole religion. So anybody can do so, right? In this regards, state makes certain exception for the particular religious communities also. इसी तरीके से स्टेट ने कुछ ऐसी चीजें और बनाई है, देखिए जहां पर स्टेट इंटरफेयर नहीं करता. एक स्टोरी आपके सामने यहाँ पर है, and this is the story of also in your book, that a group of friends who have recently bought a scooters, they are meeting to go a ride together. Now they were discussing with each other. Hey, I hope you have a helmet. You know the law in Delhi requires that you wear one. Why are not you wearing a helmet? Do you want to be fined? अब यहाँ पर एक राइडर जो है वो सेकंड राइडर से बोलता है कि हम दिल्ली में रहते हैं and we must wear helmet because we are riding. तो यहाँ पर सेकंड जो फ्रेंड है वो फर्स्ट फ्रेंड उसको बोलता है कि आपको फाइन लगेगा नहीं. तो सेकंड फ्रेंड उसको बोलता है डोंट वरी, आई विल नॉट बी फाइंड. तो पूछता है कि क्यों परमजीत, तुम्हें फाइन क्यों नहीं लगेगा? देन ही सेड दैट फॉर द सिख कम्युनिटी wearing a pagdi, it was more important for the religious aspect. It is the most important aspect. एक सिख कम्युनिटी के अंदर पगड़ी पहनना इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो उनकी रिस्पेक्ट मानी जाती है. That's why government has given them a right that they will not wear helmet, and government can't force them. क्योंकि अगर उनको हेलमेट डालना होगा तो they have to remove the pagdi, and it is a religious symbol. So in this way we can say that the government must have no interference policy in some context. Write down students, note down students, in some context only. So we have one important question here. Can I do anything in the name of the religious practice and government won't interfere in it? क्या मैं कुछ भी काम कर सकता हूँ फिर रिलीजन के नाम पर? तो वी हैव आंसर इज नो, because there are many social evils like sacrificing of a human being in the name of the religion. We can never do so. हम ऐसा काम नहीं कर सकते. इसी के आधार पे एक नई पॉलिसी और बनी है, and that policy it is the strategy of the intervention. Let's come to the same question. Question क्या था? Can I do everything in the name of the religious practice and government won't stop me? No. Answer of this question, no. I can't do everything because there are many social evils that must be stopped, like sacrificing of human beings in the name of religion. And the same thing, think about the untouchability evil. Think about the untouchability evil. According to this untouchability, some section of the society, they were excluded, they always discriminated. And the Constitution of India, it bans untouchability so that they can't be discriminated. इसीलिए स्टेट ने स्ट्रेटेजी ऑफ इंटरवेंशन भी अडॉप्ट की है. अगर कोई भी चीज ऐसी लगती है, that was a social evils, जिसकी वजह से व्यक्ति को एक्सक्लूड किया जा रहा है, and he was discriminated, so the government can interfere in it. गवर्नमेंट उसमें इंटरफियर कर सकती है. Because everyone is equal before the law, there would be no untouchability situation in the country. Right, students? Even this intervention also sometimes provided support also. कई बार ये जो intervention है वो support भी provide करते हैं. Example, granting the right to the religious community to set up their own schools and colleges. And this right, it was given to just only minority group. Minority ऐसा काम कर सकती है. So sometimes this situation supports some religion also. Okay. Now next topic we will discuss here that now compared to the Indian secularism with the other countries. So some secular objectives, they are globally accepted, yet there are some differences in the practice also. So what are the basic difference? Let's compare two countries. Now, first of all, we will discuss about USA. If you think about USA, in USA Constitution, there was amendment. And according to that amendment, it makes the strict separation between state and religion. State can never interfere in religion. Religion can never interfere states. This is clear-cut amendment of the Constitution. It means that neither state nor religion can interfere with each other affairs. Right, students? अमेंडमेंट यूएसए में कर दी गई. उस अमेंडमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग यूएसए में एक क्लियर कर दिया गया है कि यूएसए के अंदर धर्म और जो स्टेट है वो एक दूसरे के काम में इंटरफियर नहीं करेंगे. इट इज कंपल्सरी कर दिया गया है. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड, इफ यू थिंक अबाउट इंडिया, देयर इज अ स्ट्रिक्ट सेपरेशन बिटवीन रिलीजन एंड द स्टेट एज इट इज इन यूएसए. बट ऐसा कोई कानून नहीं बनाया गया. बट स्टेट कैन इंटरफियर इन द रिलीजियस मैटर्स to stop some important social evils like untouchability and triple threat. Whenever the religious practice it is against humanity, the state can interfere in it. In India, it is done. Okay, this interference it is always based on the ideal grounds. जो ये interference है ना, ये ideal ground के आधार पे है. But USA में नहीं था. देखिए, USA it is also a secular country. India, it is also a secular country, but there is some basic difference in it. USA में आप interfere नहीं कर सकते, but India में we can interfere. In February 2004, France ने एक rule pass किया गया, where banning students from wearing any religious symbols and political symbols. 2004 के अंदर फ्रांस के अंदर ये काम किया गया. But at the same time, the strategy of the non-interference is also followed, which is not followed in France also. हम इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You can wear पगड़ी. आप पगड़ी पहन सकते हो, doesn't matter. The government can't interfere in it because they also respect the sentiments of each religion. I think so. This concept is also clear to all of you. So, dear students, I hope everything is clear to all of you. So, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.